Hello, everybody. You are listening to UnderEvaluationPodcast with Jude and Tyler. We are back today. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing awesome.
It almost sounded like you were about to do like an ad read the way you started out.
Oh,
Too bad we're not sponsored.
yeah, not yet. Anybody out there that wants to sponsor
At some
us,
point in
please
our life,
reach
it would
out.
be great to be sponsored.
Absolutely. Wanted to thank you guys all for the awesome amounts of support that we got for our first episode. Super excited.
Yeah, it was
to be
amazing.
back.
People reached out to me, enjoying the first episode. I'm sure people reached out to you as well.
Yeah, I got a few people reaching out, and I'm super excited that you guys like the reboot, and Tyler and I are super pumped to bring you guys more episodes. So today we're going to do a little bit of a shorter episode, just a holiday-themed episode for the season.
Extravaganza type do that. It won't be a normal full-length episode, but it'll be more of a bonus episode.
Sure, yeah.
Just as we get through the holiday season, schedules get kind of tough, so we don't want to make something that's super long. That will conflict with our schedules, but also that can conflict with your schedules while you decide to listen to this at some point. Maybe you put it on during a car ride to or from a party, but that way you don't have like this hour-long episode that you're like, man, I only will get through half of this at some point. So We'll do a shorter episode today.
Absolutely. So it is the holiday season, and now is the time where my bank account gets drained in for other people, which is not usually the case. You know, this is the first year that I'm actually going all out and buying other people presents.
You haven't done it before?
So I buy people presents, but not usually. This is the first time I'm actually buying like my sister a present, which is awful because I'm 20 and she's like 22.
Did you always do the thing where like your parents would buy the gifts and then write your name on it?
Yeah. I feel so bad. Like
I did that up until a few years ago when I actually well, the thing is, I didn't get my license until recently.
Right.
So whenever I had to go to a store, I'd have to bug people. So it was just out of convenience that my parents did it. But where was I going with this? My brain's going like 1,000 miles
But
an hour.
now now you have like right.
Yeah, the past few years I've been doing things where I do just like drag someone to the store and I say, hey, go walk around for half an hour while I buy stuff.
Right. Yeah. So okay, no, I take that back. I actually did buy presents for people in the past, but this is the first year that I'm going to do it for like everybody and continuing to do it to everybody because I really have an excuse now. You know, you're 20 years old, you work a job. It's time to put on your big boy pants, buy some people some presents before where I'm just like, when you're a kid, you can get away with. I used to give my parents my old Halloween candy because I'm like, your dad.
Or you like draw something. And there's nothing wrong with those drawings, but it's like they spend so much money on you when you give them what's equivalent to like 5 cents.
Yeah, I know. They're like, Jude, you're 17. This drawing is not going to go in the fridge.
That's something. Took a sec for me to realize what you're saying.
Dang it.
So I the way that I think about it is like, you know what? We have jobs.
Yes.
We're old enough. Like, our parents and family members have spent so much money on us for the past 2 decades of our life. Mm-hmm. We can spend some money. Sure, we don't have as much as them, but we can still be courteous enough to spend our own money on them, which is what I've been doing. The past few years, actually, I usually... like the closest people in my life, family and friends, I usually make like for my friends, I'll get like a bunch of gifts and like make personalized little boxes for them.
Oh, that's so nice. That's awesome.
But it became a thing of I was doing it to them. They weren't doing it back. They never gave me anything in return. And it's not that I need something in return, but when I put in so much effort and the most I get is like, thanks, bro. It's like, oh.
Happy holidays. Yeah.
It's just like I don't want to come off as like greedy and be like, oh, well, you didn't give me something in return. But it was like after years of doing it and there's still just like no reciprocation.
Right.
Like I'm dropping $75 on you.
Yeah.
And I already buy you stuff throughout the year. But like now I'm dropping a bunch of money at once, putting so much effort into making this box look nice, writing you like handwritten notes about the holidays and stuff, and the most I get is like thanks. To me, it was just one of those things where I'm like, okay, so clearly that's just not what we're doing anymore.
Right. Yeah. Understandable. But it's like now we're at the age where you don't really have an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
Where if you have your own means of transportation, you have your own money, and you're not getting gifts for your friends and family members, it's like, dude, step it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So,
I agree. Well, there's people that you and I both know, we're not going to name drop, but there's people that you and I both know who refused to I'm now with the name
Okay.
who refused to spend money on other people because they want to buy stuff for themselves.
Yeah, it's not a good way to be, especially around the holidays, man.
Around the holidays, where it's the season of giving, and I understand. It kind of when I say it's the season of giving, you should give without wanting to receive.
Right.
When I say that,
Still
it does
nice
kind
to
of
receive, though.
counter the point that I was making like a minute ago.
Yes.
But I do feel there's a difference there with like you and I buying something for each other versus me buying something that's $100 for you, and you just basically looking me in the eye and saying thanks.
Yeah.
There's a difference there. Yeah, exactly. There's a difference there. But I mean, the thing about it for me was I always liked receiving gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to always have like those really long Christmas lists as a kid.
Yeah.
And it became a thing years ago where it's like, man, I just want this one thing.
Yeah.
I don't even need it.
Yeah.
Like this year, there was only one thing I put on like the wish list.
Same. Me too.
What'd you put?
I put a new Xbox just because my gaming system is really old. So I just put a new one. Xbox X.
Okay.
So One X, Xbox X, Series.
I don't know.
X?
I have a
don't know.
PlayStation 5. That's
Okay. All right.
I
cool.
don't know Xbox stuff. I grew up on a 360.
Okay.
But and then I got an Xbox One from my grandfather for a bit. And then I wanted a PlayStation 5 because I wanted to play Spider-Man and Miles
Understandable.
Morales.
And
now it's funny. I've used my PlayStation for YouTube, Netflix, like anything but gaming. I've played maybe 50 hours worth of games on it. And I've had it for about a year.
Oh, wow.
I've only played because I played through both Last of Us games and most of Miles Morales. But I use it. I literally have Spotify pulled up on it right now that I have.
Oh, that's from your
paused.
PS5.
Yeah, this is my PS5. I fall asleep with it on every night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know the new Xbox iterations. I have a PlayStation 5. I got it while they were really hard to get, and then
Okay, so just imagine PS5, but it says Xbox on it.
Okay,
and
yeah.
That's what
that's
it is.
a pretty ugly looking thing, but yeah, okay. Imagine if you put an X on that thing. That would be ugly.
Well, it's just
I'm just joking.
Okay, it looks like a tiny refrigerator. Honestly, is what I asked for. So, well, actually, I think I got the smaller version because I don't really want the. Whatever, doesn't matter. That's the only thing that I asked for. Okay. But yeah, as you get older, it's just sort of like, I mean, I'll take some pants. I don't really have like any like long lists like how I used to. But yeah, I found that once you get older, I find more enjoyment in getting people's reactions when I get them things. Where it's like, I thought about you and got the perfect gift for you, and receiving your reaction is my gift. Like, whatever you get me, fine. It doesn't really matter. I would like you to get me something, but it's not about that.
I don't like when people watch me open gifts. I don't like being the one watched, but I like being the one watching.
Yeah, I completely relate to that. It's sort of like when everybody's singing happy birthday to you and you just don't know what to do.
Yeah, but you like saying a happy birthday to other people and you like torturing them, but you don't like being the one tortured.
Oh, absolutely. When people open presents, it's sort of like, can you just not watch me for a second and then I'll just thank you and then we can just be done with it. But I love watching people who open their gifts and I'm just hanging over them like.
When did you decorate for? Because you and I both celebrate Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start decorating for Christmas?
So
technically, you were at college.
I was
for
at
a
college,
portion, but I didn't know if you had decorated while you were home for Thanksgiving.
Okay. Yes, every year the day after Thanksgiving, it's a tradition in my family. Black Friday, yes, to start decorating the interior of the house for Christmas. The exterior, outside of the house. The outerior. We usually don't do a lot. I know a lot of people go like really all out for Christmas with the lights and everything. Like I drive through the neighborhoods and it's like a contest of like how many minifigures of Santa and reindeer can I fit on my lawn competition. And it's crazy. I'm like, the electric bill's got to be going through the roof right now. But with my house, that's not the case. We usually just put up 2 lights that light up the house, maybe a few Christmas lights and like a wreath, and that's kind of it. But the inside of the house is a whole different story. We have a ton of different nutcrackers that we have like on the mantles everywhere, and big tree. We chop down a tree every year. It's a real tree. I know that I was harping on you for having a fake tree earlier, but I
think our explanation for having a fake tree was justified.
Okay.
You have to admit,
with
a few years ago, so for the audience, a few years ago, we cut down a tree, brought it in the house, we're getting ready to decorate it. There's this bunch of spiders jump off the tree, start running around the house. it like apparently a spider had like laid eggs or something. I don't know. It was a problem with a lot of trees that year in our area. Actually, it was going around on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And that
Did you go to a farm or did you chop it down in your yard?
what?
Did you go to a farm? Like
Yeah,
a
we
Christmas
went
tree
to a farm,
Oh,
a Christmas tree
okay.
farm, and it happened there. And it was covered in spiders. And I don't know if I've ever seen my family move a tree out of a house faster. Then again, you don't see that happen often.
Yeah. Like, out of all the times we moved trees out of our house.
Yeah. But oh man, dude, that thing was thrown in the front yard real fast. And then from then on, we just got fake trees because it's not as nice. I will admit, but there is an element that makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to go outside, and I mean, I do like cutting it down and all, but there is the thing of like you have to cut it down and then you have to bring it home and then you have to like set it up and you have
trim
to let
it.
You have you
put
have to
water
do all
underneath
that. But
it.
it's like for us, we just
set
it up and we can decorate it within a minute.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I understand the appeal of having a fake tree, but it's just like the tradition thing for me where I always grew up where we would go out together, chop the tree down together, put it on the roof together, and then drive home with it, put it up together and everything. It was just sort of like a family bonding experience versus like go get that box of fake Christmas tree, son.
I get that.
It's more like a family tradition thing, like what you grew up on.
Yeah, and it was only a few years ago that the spider tree thing happened in the first place.
Okay.
Up until probably about 5 years ago, it was a real tree every year. And I do have a Christmas tree over there. That one is also fake. But my room is decorated for Christmas. My room is not all out as it used to be.
This isn't all out for you?
Oh, no, dude. 2 years ago, junior year was was my most intense, I think. Junior or senior year of high school. One of those 2 years. They kind of compete because I did them differently. But I have Christmas lights. I have garland. I have a Christmas tree. I have behind you on the windows. I have little like sticky doodads on the windows.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I have Christmas hats on some of my plushies and all. Look on the Pikachu.
Oh wow! Yeah, there you go. That's actually awesome.
Yeah, I just the Christmas lights. I do have Christmas lights around my movie bookshelf and my actual bookshelf. Those stay up all year round. Because I just like the backlighting of those shelves so I can see them and all. And I'm a big fan of colored lighting. Right. I don't know if I mentioned that. I love colored lighting.
Yes.
And so every light in my room, there is not one normal light in my room. Everything is changed out with an LED bulb.
Really?
An LED RGB bulb. Even the ceiling fan up there is blue and purple.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome, though. It's fun. It's fun in here. It feels super festive. But, anyway, to answer the first question, after Thanksgiving is when we start decorating. Yeah. So, I don't know if that's too early.
No, that's what my family does. The day Black Friday, until this year, was designated as the decorating day. Mm-hmm. And then this year, my friend Elise and I went to the mall to go Black Friday shopping. Mm. And then I think it was the day after we decorated, and Elise was over for decorating and all that too, which is fun. Because sometimes I bring a friend over for decorating, and like we decorate the front tree, which is the one that you saw. Usually a friend and I decorate, and the family decorates the tree in the family room.
You have 2 trees?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
My family is like baller like that.
Oh snap!
No,
really
it was just a thing of like, it was a thing of my mom liked the idea of having the tree in the front room in the foyer, where when you pull up in the driveway, you see the lit Christmas tree at night.
Yeah.
But we always had the tree in the other room. And so it just became a thing of let's just get a fake tree that is very noticeably fake. And it's like it's an investment because you're buying 2 fake trees, but you never have to buy a tree again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's definitely
And we didn't
true.
do it in the same year. I'll tell you that right now. We did not get them both in the same year because that would be expensive.
What did you do the year that your Christmas tree was infested with spiders?
We got a fake one.
The same year.
That's when we got the fake one. It was the next day we went out and got a fake tree.
Okay, I thought that you were just like, all right, no Christmas tree.
Well, because my dad would be the one that would have to cut it down. He doesn't have a good back or good knees, so he's just like, I don't want to cut this thing down. Why don't we just get a fake one? And he was pushing for that one for years. My mom's like, no, it's got to be real. It's got to be real. It's got to be real. And then that day, she's like, get a fake one. I don't care.
Yeah, understandable.
Spiders, that's enough. We're done. Get a fake tree.
When did the tradition of putting trees in your living room become a thing to celebrate?
That
Christmas?
Oh, the what like
just the overall tradition in general.
Oh, many, many years ago, centuries ago.
I just think that's so weird, the different traditions that are around the
I know.
holiday
I
season
have
for
thought
that.
it is weird that like let's go cut down a tree and put it in our house and it dies and we're gonna
Yeah.
celebrate around it because yay.
You want to know what would be a great place for that tree in our yard right now? What if we took it out of yard, put it in the living room?
Exactly right.
Put some Christmas presents around it.
Yeah, put some lights on there.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it probably started a fire
You're like,
before
oh,
the electricity was well maintained.
Yeah, yeah. Where I'm like, okay, I can see why people get fake trees now because pine needles and sap. I have a cat as well,
Okay,
and
yeah.
she just like attacks the tree
Oh, that's
every
wonderful.
single year. So it's like, honestly, it's like, okay, you put a fire hazard, a choking hazard, and like you're putting Mother Nature inside of your house, pine needles, sap, water,
Yeah.
everything in your house to celebrate the Christmas time. It's like the tradition itself is so objectively stupid, but because of tradition, it's like, oh,
It's wonderful.
Yes,
you see
it
it, you're
is.
like,
You're
oh,
let's
nice.
go.
Yeah.
The tree is in the house. It's time to celebrate.
Yeah.
Like, so traditions are weird. Just wanted to make that point. They are very strange.
Do you have like traditions? Like, what are some traditions at your house that may not be common
Okay.
for others? Do you have any?
Let me think. Besides the 52 nutcrackers my mom puts up around the house every single year, I don't know if we have any distinct family traditions per se. We do have like a white elephant every single year.
Okay.
But I feel like that's become more common among a lot
I
of
think
people.
that's fairly
a
common
really,
now, but
like-
it's still cute.
Yeah, so we do that every single year, and it's all gag gifts, which is really fun. So I got like a statue of an elephant one year. I got like a toilet dart board where you put like in your bathroom like magnetic darts that you are doing. So really just and am I allowed to name drop the Q Mart?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course
so
you can.
at the Q Mart, any of you guys ever been to the Q Mart? There's this one T-shirt.
It's a
shop.
farmer's market. For those of you that don't know us, it's a farmer's market in the nearby area.
Only
Just
place
a-
where you can
yeah.
buy a pet, a gun, and your groceries in the same place.
That is-
in America, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. You can cut this out if this is too much. But I was at lunch one day in high school, and Pierce and Pierce. Am I allowed to talk about Pierce? Am I allowed to talk about Pierce?
We already talked about Pierce.
Okay, all right. So Pierce, my other friend, were talking about the Q Mart, and Pierce had never been to the Q Mart before, I assume. Like he the way he was talking about it, he was like, "Ew, isn't there like homeless people outside?" And my other friend's like, "Pierce, there are homeless people inside." And I thought that was the funniest thing because I was like, "There's just such a that's just such a good description of the Q Mart, the distinct smell of it." Anyway, the reason I'm talking about it is because there's a T-shirt shop in the Q Mart with this one T-shirt that I would see every single year. It said, "I love you, Tommy," and it had a picture of a random guy on it. I never knew who Tommy was. There was no other explanation, like no context for this T-shirt. It just said, "I love you, Tommy," and it was just this random picture of this dude smiling. So this bald guy smiling. It was, "I love you, Tommy." And every year we would pass, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I got an "I love you, Tommy" T-shirt, and it was the last one that the Q Mart had. So like, yeah, that was something I got during the White Elephant. But
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
that to wrap that.
I was
all up.
wondering how that was going to tie in. I'm like, just go to the Q Mart on Christmas or something?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we have the tradition of going to this disgusting
What do you
place
normally eat on Christmas or like as like a Christmas celebration? What do you normally eat?
every Christmas.
'Cause I
Okay,
think
okay,
this
wait.
is where my family differs from a majority of families.
We actually do have a Christmas tradition that I forgot about. Is every single Christmas Eve we have pasta with clam sauce.
Okay, so that is a little different than what I think the traditional.
It's like what, like ham or turkey or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah, that's not
Okay.
what my family does.
What does your family do?
So
Chinese food? I know some families do
No,
that.
no,
Okay.
we do hoagies
Interesting.
with gumbo.
Interesting.
We do vegetarian gumbo as the appetizer / first course,
Okay.
and the second course is like cold cuts.
Hoagies.
Yes,
That's
our Christmas Eve tradition. at
that
my
was so
grandparents'
underwhelming. I was
house.
expecting like we do sushi and we do raw
No,
lobster. So
is this too normal? Do you think?
I'm just like hoagies.
Yeah,
It's such an everyday food to have on.
that's what my
Christmas.
family does.
Interesting. No, I like that though. Like
Yeah.
that's really cool that you guys do that. Do you eat hoagies a lot as a family, or is it just
So I
like a
don't eat
Christmas
hoagies
thing?
in general because they don't fit in with my diet.
Okay,
I don't know if we've discussed my diet.
a little bit vegetarian, right?
A little more toward vegan. now.
Vegan. Okay,
We'll
cool.
have to have an episode about
definitely eating
styles.
habits and everything.
Yes, because
Sure.
I definitely differ from a large. And the thing is, when people hear vegan, they're like, "Oh God,
Oh,
like
cool.
one
So
of those like
yeah.
vegan, like you go to the grocery store and you put a rose on every platter of meat in the freezer section." I've seen videos of people doing that.
Oh my god.
Okay, and though I like the sentiment, I don't agree with their actions. Okay, I want to have it known that I am a vegan. I do not eat meat or any animal products. I don't consume any of them. I do not use any of my money to buy them.
Okay.
If my parents want me to run out and get my brother food, they understand, like, if I'm getting my brother food from someplace that involves meat, I would like for them to pay for it because I don't want my money to benefit those industries.
Okay.
However, I understand that I can make an impact, but I also understand that I will not change how my family feels about eating meat. So I have come to the conclusion of just because I have a different, like, moral standpoint, I can't change theirs. I'm not going to run around and say, stop eating animals and stuff.
Right.
If someone asks, I will say, maybe try it one day. Like, try vegetarian for a week and see how it does. Because some people really enjoy it. So people hear vegan food and they're like, ew, that's probably disgusting. It's not. My mom made vegan mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving for me. And the family had them and they're like, you can make these from now on. Like, they are good.
Yeah.
The substitutes that they make for vegan food is wonderful. But to kind of circle back around, I don't eat any of the hoagie stuff. However, my uncle, they are vegetarian.
Okay.
So they make a wonderful vegetarian gumbo, and they have for years.
What is gumbo? Isn't that sausage?
Yes, but you can get plant-based sausage.
Interesting. Okay.
So they make like chicken nuggets and burgers and stuff, like the Beyond Burger, the Impossible Burger. They make things like that where it imitates chicken nuggets, imitates sausage, imitates ground beef.
How do they do that? That's crazy.
Different flavor profiles, different combinations of different
chemicals,
plant sources.
Is it just chemicals?
I wouldn't say chemicals. I mean, they're plant-based. You know, different types of beans and different types of this and different types of that.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah, I forgot about beans.
It has the essence of it, but if you go in comparing it to other food, it's not going to hold up.
Okay,
anyway,
interesting.
back to holidays.
Back to holidays, yes. Anyway, veganism, holidays, yes, yeah. Okay, no, go ahead.
All right, so anyway, back to the holiday thing. We just want to wish everyone that's listening happy holidays.
Yes.
No matter what you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate anything, enjoy the time off. You know?
Amen.
It's great that people get to do that. If you do celebrate something, enjoy time with your family, your friends. Make sure you tell them that you love them.
Yes.
It's always important that you remind people how you feel about them if it's in a positive manner.
And in a negative manner. Absolutely. Pick some fights during Christmas this year.
Oh, yeah. Bring up those politic-related questions and all those wonderful things over the dinner table so you can make a civil war break out in your family. We love when that happens.
Yeah, man. Hey, Aunt Fanny, your vegan mashed potatoes suck.
Ouch.
Boxing fight right there in the living room next to the tree. Just kidding. We don't condone violence here at UnderEvaluation.
We don't. But we do promote
happy holidays.
Happy lifestyles and loving each other, which is what you should do over the holidays. It's all about getting in the holiday spirit of being happy and loving one another.
And we also condone subscribing and hitting the notification bell.
We do. That is very important.
And commenting
greatly. Give that. That can be your Christmas present to us.
Your Christmas present to us, and our Christmas present to you is these encouraging words. Don't
and this
hate your
episode and future episodes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So thanks. You can take us out.
Alrighty. Thank you guys once again for listening. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll be back shortly with another episode, and we'll see you later.
Peace out.